Before we send everything over to Fusion, I would like to go in and perfect my mesh a little bit. I was pretty successful in capturing most of the dustpan elements. The only thing I don't have is how nicely these curves actually are. In my design, this is a little bit flattish, and then here I have a rounding. And if I rotate around here, you can see the difference. Not a big difference, but actually a significant difference nevertheless that makes this OXO dustpan actually really nice. So if I go into edit mode, let's take a look at the mesh I have. So I have, for example, one round loop here. I have a round loop here. And I also have kind of like detail, or not detail, kind of like profiles that define how roundish everything is. Now, let's try to take a look at what happens when I scale these closer together. Because these edges got very close, you can see actually how this is getting more sharper. So the whole idea behind subdivision surface modeling, which is what we do here, is we try to create a very low polygon count model. So basically all the lines we have, and then the system creates a very smooth surface inside. We don't have to create fillets because, as you can see, fillets are, or we don't have to do this. This is done by the system on the fly. So to sharpen or to soften details, we have to either move points closer to each other, or like what I'm doing here right now, I move them further away. The tricky part of this process is finding the correct amount of points. And let me move this one to here one more time. So now all this actually started to be a little bit more rounder. Okay. And if I turn this one off, here, this view is good. You can see it goes straight down and then it gets round. Let's take a look what I have here. And there we can see it does not go straight down and then round. It goes straight at an angle already. And that is, if I take a look from below, the reason is that this point is not under this point. So what can I do? Well, with subdivision surface modeling, one of the skills is also, or the difficulty is figuring out the correct amount of polygons. How many do you need to create a surface? If you add too many, then it's too much work and you start creating probably irregularities. If you don't have enough points, things might not be as easy to sculpt. So when, for example, I, with Control R, create a loop cut here and press enter and enter, you see everything becomes tighter a little bit. For here, this might be good because now I have the points which I could use and pull them out. Maybe move them up a little bit there. So you see already that curvature is much better than this. But the problem is then I also have this area adjusted, and that means now also I might have to redo some work for my handle so that the handle actually fits better on the surface. I don't know if we can see this actually. Yeah, to a certain degree, see this is rather flat. This follows the handle, and then this is not really following the handle anymore. So this idea was good. It just doesn't work anymore. So what I'm going to show you here in this case is what's called retopology. So we readjust the flow of points. And sometimes it's just figuring out where can we insert points and then move around stuff. Now, if you go to face mode, hold the Alt key and I click on this edge, you see it selects a complete face loop. And on this face loop, I can make another subdivision. For example, Control R, let's say there. And maybe keep it roughly here. I don't know if that's correct. We have to see. And now I can select all those and move them up. I have this actually being vertical. These lines are vertical, so I can try to do few things. When I press now GG, see I start sliding everything. So GG. Not too bad. So we bring it up to there. Hey, not you. You, please. GG. Okay. And then actually I might have to select these edges. I do this in pairs and scale them out. So I get back a little bit of that geometry. So I do another cut section view. There, this is actually very easy to see how I'm not reaching that geometry. So these points have to be scaled out even further. Maybe to there, but then actually those maybe go in a little bit. Yeah, and you and you, I scale out. Yeah, GG, so I slide them up. Wow, see? In my case now, I captured actually that flow pretty well. GG, one more time. S and Y. There, select this. And that one. S and Y. Yeah, that looks actually pretty good. So now it's time to see what I can do with the next cross section. That's actually, let's say, taking care of this area. I will hide the broom. There I can see how I'm a little bit off. So that means maybe this edge. Why don't you select it? Sometimes that clipping prevents this a little bit. So I pressed Alt B to stop the clipping and go back into the clipping, and now S and Y and scale them to the side. Yeah, so this gets better. Alt B. Now I want to do a look actually through my object this way. And this is not enough. Let's make another, but a smaller cut section. Now there I can see where the other problem is. So maybe, what about this point? Moving further down. Whoop, there we are. And then here, these 2 points, I move down. Whoop. Ah, awesome. That looks actually really good. Alt B one more time. Let's hide the scan for the moment. And just scroll around a little bit. And then we can compare how does this look to the scan. Actually, we're good. Maybe a little bit of cleanup. So I will actually scale these in a little bit, because what I want to prevent is this, in my case, the surface here bulged out. I rather go this way and then go to a side view. I press G and Z, and just simply move this one up. So what I'm trying to do here a little bit is the way how these points are lined up. I want to even this out. Yeah, see, that's all. It's getting already to where it needs to be. Took from the bottom. Yeah, this is really good. So I turned this function on and take a look, and you see the distance is actually small and then gets nicely wider and then it gets smaller again. It's actually so a really, really good flow, nice and even, everything. So I would say I perfected the shape to a degree where I could say any further manipulation is not really going to do much more work. Maybe here I move this one Z up, and I keep this, actually I push to there. So from the side view I try to make sure this is all captured nicely. Okay, that's a little introduction into what the retopology means a little bit, inserting more geometry or loop cuts and then redistributing the position of these points so we can control the flow of our surface more. I hope all that crazy rotating did not make any motion sick.